Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing the trade targets for round 14, I believe it's round 14, and going through who the best are, who the worst are. Well, I guess some guys that we can sort of put into the trade target basket for round 15 as that is coming up, and there isn't many more options I guess for round 14 compared to what we had for round 13, and some guys have dropped out of that as they've been injured, dropped, etc. And some guys are on their bye, so we cannot pick them up, etc. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So all positions 3 round average, I will switch this prices down to we'll do 500k first. Wood around 15, all these guys are basically around 15. I wouldn't go for McInerney, to be honest. 83 against St Kilda. I think he holds a 75 or so average for the rest of the year, but I wouldn't be picking him up. I mean, he's got a 68 average at the moment, and I think he could pick that up, as I think he wasn't having the best start to the year, but he'll probably end up around the 73 or so, and 582k, you really want someone averaging 95 or 100 at this point, and I don't think he's got that ability to really get that quick cash gen. No one else here really enticing, as a lot of these guys are already on their bye, and I wouldn't go for Bailey Humphrey, as I believe his break even has settled. I believe it took 1 week for his break even to settle. Humphrey, his break even is 35, so it's not completely settled, but like it was with Mitchell last week, we're in a very similar situation with Seamus Mitchell, where Mitchell had a 28 break even, got a 64, went up 28k, but his break even went up to 50. I think this could be a very similar situation with went up 27k. Sorry, I think this could be a very similar situation to what happened with the likes of Humphrey this week. And could we see him score a 70, go up to like 550k, and then just have a break even of 50 and not really be able to jump out? I think that could be the case. I wouldn't be going for Bailey Humphrey, especially because a lot of people have Hobbs that are on your buy. So you could switch Hobbs and Humphrey around, but I think Hobbs has more to gain than Humphrey does at the moment. Then you have no one else here really that I actually like at all. Mitchell's on his bye, of course. Butler got out of his suspension. No one else here really, to be honest. And then we move up to the 600 to 699k, and Impey's on his bye. Briggs is not someone this year, to be honest. Just because I have the top 2 rucks. If you were struggling with like Darcy and stuff like that, you could bet against Briggs because he has been pretty good. But I wouldn't bring him in now for a Marshall or a English. Is Marshall's 110, and English is a 117, 118 guy. You've got here. So then you have Cameron, someone for round 15. We know that, and that is someone that I will be bringing in for round 15. 94 L3, and he did play against Melbourne, one of the toughest ruck matchups, and got 96. So I think back with his full-time ruck role, he could easily get 20 disposal game, 5 to 6 marks, and like 3 or 4 tackles as well, 30 odd hitouts, and that would get him 20 disposals, about 50, 7 marks and 5 tackles or so, or even 5 and 5, that's 35, so that's 85. And then I think these two will negate itself, and then plus 30 odd hitouts, that's a 115 for you right there. So I think that's sort of the target that we can get for Darcy Cameron, and a 115 as a forward / ruckman is really good. So he is someone that I will be bringing in. Amos has had an interesting last couple of weeks. I think he's just been involved in tagging roles, and that's why he's up a little bit, as he's had a 42 here, another 48, etc. I think his best games are when he's tagging. Hobbs, Caldwell both on their bye, as well as Yo, but Yo just came back. He's actually gone 84, 95, 95. So post-injury, Yo's actually really good, but I wouldn't be going for him necessarily. I think he's someone that you can bring in for that D6 role or something. And let me look at his. Let me have a look at his Elliot Yo's 43 break even. So yeah, he could be someone, but I think you can give it a week and see if his break even goes down to like 10 or 15 or something, and then bring him in as he has the Swans at the SCG, which should be a good game for him, as I think West Coast will get walloped that game. Bruin is someone you could bring in, but I think the people are coming back for Geelong. Players are coming back, so I don't think he gets that good midfield role, and I think he drops back down to these 40, 50s, etc. and he just doesn't have a tank. Look at this, 53% game time, 70, 72, and these are not substitute games. So yeah, he just hasn't performed the best. A lot of these guys are on their bye or about to go into their bye. It seems like we're heavily stacked in favour of... 12 of the teams have their bye in rounds 14 and 15, so it is heavily favoured, but it does seem like there's very few options for guys to pick up. Then the 700k, you start getting into more options you can go. You could bet against a lot of people going Sinclair and go Wangadeen Malira, 87 average, but I think he is liable to get stunk out of games a little bit more than the likes of a Sinclair, especially. But I do like the marking capability with an average. I'm guessing it probably is an average of around 6 or 7 marks a game for him. So he is definitely an option, but I think it would be more safe just to go with the 80k more expensive guy in Sinclair, who has now got a break even of, I'm pretty sure it's going to be around. Sinclair's got a break even of 96, and I could see him going 110 for the rest of the year, to be honest. Toby Green buy in around 15, more buy in round. More is starting to heat up, I reckon. Last 3 of 100 and last 5 of 89. I think he's just starting to heat up. Last 5 of 90, 89. So we'll have to see with him, but I think we can give it a couple of weeks, as he could be someone for the future, like down the line, and getting him as that like F6 type role. Bailey Dale scored a 99, has North Melbourne, so we'll see with him, but he could easily be 800 or so, 850k or so by his buy round, which will suck. Remove that. That one. Bailey Dale 80 break even, so he's probably not going to be the 850 that I just said, but he could easily be 815 or so, and 815 is going to be tough to get, but I think you could get him post buy rounds and sort of slot him in at that D6, as he's averaging 85, but I think he's starting to pick it up. He's gone 106, 130, 81, 118, 99. I don't think he's got those 50 games in him. As you see here, 4 games under 62, 4 games under 63. I think even 5 games. I just saw a 60, was it? Yeah, here. So 5 games under 63 is pretty poor, but his last 5 are really good. So, or last 6, it was at 6. It might have been mid 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games. Last 5 have been really good, and he's averaged 107 in that time. Redmond by Jackson has 1 more week without Darcy, and that's why I don't think he is the best option to get, even though I think a lot of people will jump on him. Playing GWS, so he should actually do really well, but will have to be traded out in round 15 because Darcy's coming back here. This game here, so you cannot pick Jackson up because of that, I don't think. Loston, no one else here really, to be honest with you. Guthrie's still injured. Witz is doing what Witz does. Actually had to buy last week, 76 the week before. He's not scoring good enough. Williams might be an interesting ruck actually next year to go against the grain with, but as he's gone 101, as he's gone in his last 4 games pretty well, 91 in his last 3, 88 in his last 5. No one else here really. Luke Jackson, that's annoying. Lloyd, I wouldn't go for. I don't like his role, to be honest. And no one else here really is screaming out, as they're all round 14 or 15. Then we go to 800k range, and you've got Mitchell, buy, Neil coming up, but I think Crouch is the better option without Steele, as Crouch can go 120, and Steele really, I don't think can push that. Steele can obviously push that. Sorry, I was talking differently when I'm trying to do 2 things at once. So what I'm trying to say is that I think with Steele out, it really helps the scoring of the likes of it really helps the scoring for Crouch, and I think he goes from a 90s guy. If we look here, and I'll try and show it, in 76, all these scores were with Steele, and then you have these type of scores were without Steele, and obviously these were with Steele, but I think it sort of showed with a not 100% Steele, these games he did score well. So I think Brad Crouch is definitely one that we can grab in, and Tom Green is one that I'm certainly actually looking to trade out sometime soon. I know someone in my latest video said, why are you trading him out? It's because He's averaging, if you look here, L3 of 99 and L5 of 98, and at 900k I can get even Tom Mitchell here. Look at this. Even Tom Mitchell is doing a lot better. He is a riskier play. Could go back to Duggan as well. He is a slightly riskier play to get the 113. Warner could also be an option. He's gone 105 or 106 and then 104. He is certainly an option for some people. He could be an option next week for me to get that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get that M7 sort of role. He could be in the conversation. As I think that's actually a good position to have Chad Warner, because he can go, what's his top for the 117, low of 53, but he's had a couple of 90s. He's only had 1, 2, 3 bad games and the rest are over 100. So I think, and he's got Brisbane this week, but then he has West Coast. Geelong will be a tough game. Richmond, a really gettable game for him. Then he's got Western Bulldogs. Freo will be a tough game, I think. Essendon, I think, could be a gettable game for him. And then he's got Giants. Gold Coast again. Did he struggle against Gold Coast? No, he put up a 117, so that'll be good. Did they play Gold Coast at they must have played Gold Coast at Heritage Bank. Then he has Adelaide and Melbourne. So I think that is a very gettable M7, M8 role for him there. Treloar, Bolton, Libba, Kelly coming off of his bye next week could be interesting. He could be that option as well. At 848k, you have a guy who's averaging 102, has a 140 game in him and a low of a 79, but outside of that 79, he has a low of a 89, so, and then 96, 97, etc. So you could be getting him, but he has slowed down a little bit. 99 last 5 and 100 last 3, but taking the risk with him could be good. Steele I wouldn't go for as he's injured. Rowell could be an option as well. Rowell is another option, but Took's nearing coming back. He's back in, I'd say, 4 rounds or so. So Rowell, I think, decreases output with Took in there, as you see here with these ones. I'm pretty sure these were with Took. So he didn't get off to the hot start that we were expecting. And then no one else here really to talk about. That's as you can even see with Miller, he was there for the first 6 rounds. So let's go back to Rowell here, the first 6 rounds. 98, 100, 60, 78, 95, 109 as its top and 60 as its bottom. I reckon that's probably, looking at that now, 100, 300, 440 after 5 games. He's averaging, I think, like 88 or something like that across the 4 games or something. 5 games that he played with, or he's probably averaging 90 out of the 6 games that he played with Took, and that's just not good enough for a premium mid at 850k when you can get someone 25k either way that can go 110. And then you've got Anderson here, L3 of 92, was it? Yeah, L3 of 92. He just had a shocker of a game against Brisbane. And he could go huge, but I'm not willing to risk it, as I want just someone who probably doesn't have a change in role due to injury at the moment, just is constantly scoring 100, and then could bump up with a change in role due to injury of other players in the team. Like, I'm happy with Warner over the likes of Anderson or whatever. Then we move over to the 900k category, and buy. Sarong is very good. He's basically your only option. Buy. Injured and buy in round 15. So that's basically everyone in all the options for you guys of anyone above 500k. So that's the video there. Is there anyone actually in my team that you could pick up? So you obviously have Sinclair, Stewart. If you don't have him, I'd pick him up. I think he's a very common choice out of this buy round. As you can see, he's flying up the percentage owned. Whitfield, no. Young could be going up, but I don't think he will after that 79. Brayshaw probably won't go up dramatically, 40%. Brad Crouch will go up dramatically. I think he'll end the round. And he'll start the round around 10%, I reckon. Ashcroft, some people are getting rid of him. He's down at 51%. Atkins, 13%. Johnson, I think a lot of people will jump on him now, 30% owned. Wardlaw, 32.9%. I think a lot of people are disappointed if they've missed out on Wardlaw that they can't bring him now, and they miss out on another really sweet game of cash gen because he's scored a 97 and it's got a breakeven of, I believe, like 14 or so. So you can't bring him in because he has his bye next week. English, Marshall. Some people could bring in Marshall, but I don't think they will. Taranto, Gordon. Some people have brought in Goulden and then copped the 18k price drop, as well as a high break even. I believe his break even is 120 plus. No, it's 145, so that's going to be tough for him to get. He could obviously get that against Brisbane because they do use their wings quite a lot, but I don't think he will, to be honest. And then Rosie, she's all both buys in round 15, and then Sheldrick is a good rookie with a negative break even and 32% owned. So just slot him in at that F6 roll and hope he gets that good rookie score that you want out of him, as a lot of people will be having, I think, 20 playing or 19 playing this week, so they're relying a lot on their rookies, whereas I have 21. If Ulan plays, then it's 22, but I doubt he will play. So you got Sinclair, Stewart, Whitfield, Young, so 4 guys here. You got 4 competitive scorers there, 8, 10, 15. I have 15 guys that I'm really happy with, and then I just have to get a score out of Wilmot, Atkins, Johnson, Wardlaw, and Sheldrick. I need 3 scores out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, I believe. Or am I missing someone as well? I don't believe... Am I missing? Oh, and Ashcroft as well. Ashcroft I included in that conversation, even though I believe he could be a good scorer. So I need 3 scores out of 6 guys, basically. And that's me, basically, for this round. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks. Wait, let me actually change it to the right screen before I finish the video. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in another one.